You're listening to KYST 89.3, The Bone. The Bone. And now time for South Tucson Youth Football, simulcast on AM 1400, The Ground, and on South Tucson Local Access Channel 22.
Oh, man.
Good afternoon. It is Friday. It is the second half of a doubleheader here in South Tucson. It's a Gluttony League Friday. It's Stir Friday. This is South Tucson Youth Football. I'm Brian. I'm joined in the studio by Will. Not Muschamp, but close. Will Muschamp or won't Muschamp? And if you missed our first game, it was down to the wire. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can go ahead and check that in the previous video. We've got a nice little playlist. We put them all up here in a nice little playlist. You can go ahead and check it out. And it was the Creamy Surprise with a late victory over Abigail May's Aggressive Steakhouse, 17-14, that final score. We got a huge game for you coming up. It is the Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet, currently sitting at 2-2. Taking on another 3-1 team, Shoeless Jim's Diabetic Candy Store, the 3-1 team being the away team. Good to have Will in the studio with me. Hi, Will.
Hey, how's it going? Let's get back to the topic at hand here.
Oh, we'll do that when the game starts. I want to get through. Okay. I want to get to the game before we have a hell of a topic to discuss that we kind of. I can't remember if we started teasing during the last one or if we came up while we were.
We did.
Because what happens if you're not familiar with the live streams, if you're one of the people who watch strictly on YouTube, you've noticed we've been splitting the games up individually on YouTube, and we continue streaming in between the games. Then we kind of just talk, but we don't keep that on the video. So like we throw up the test pattern and everything like that, and things come up in conversation. And when it's just me doing commentary, it's a lot different than when I have someone else where the conversation just goes completely off the rails. And I like this one better because we're going to go way the hell off the rails. But let's get to the Star Watch first. This Star Watch is brought to you by Star Watch, where Randy and Jason Starr, the Starr brothers, watch old episodes of Star Search and make witty comments and clever banter about the terrible acts they watch. That's Star Watch, it's what the stars watch, with Randy and Jason Starr, the Starr brothers. Star Search, the way the stars watch it. Star Watch. And first we're going to talk about the Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet. Go left to right on their star players. That is Mo Betta Blues, their star running back. Also on the line, they've got defensive lineman Bruce Make Sugar. And outside linebacker, their star defender, Gladiator Gemini. On the other side of the football is Shoeless Jim's Diabetic Candy Store. I forgot about some of these names. Of course, you can't talk about that team without talking about their star player in the middle. Right there. That is Kyoto Coitus Fish. Huh. Yeah. Right. It's a take on that dude whose name was Tokyo Sex Whale from FIFA. It's Kyoto.
Oh yeah, I remember him now.
Instead, it's Kyoto Coitus Fish. We're not really that clever on this channel. On the right, that is wide receiver putting on the Ritz. And their star player, their linebacker captain, Denmarkus Finland. So if you've got if you've got a pick in the chat, let us know who you like in this one. We've got a lot of great signs out in that crowd. If you spot any good signs that the Binging Texan fans in that home crowd are putting, let us know. I saw a lot of just ones, we lead the league in sacks, but that's, of course, referring to their burlap sacks, where all the fans just have them, and they're waving them in the air. There's just particles of food and binge sauce everywhere. It's just disgusting. Someone has a sign that just says, "We eat children like buffet." Spelled with 2 O's, not a U, so they just don't spell it very well. Anyway, let's go ahead and go right down to the Muni. You are looking live at Municipal Field number 87 on a gray, overcast day here in South Tucson, Arizona for the second half of our doubleheader on Friday featuring the Gluttony League teams. It's Shoeless Jim's Diabetic Candy Store, the away team in all white with red helmets, taking on the binging Texan Barbecue Buffet, who are kicking off left to right on your radio dial. They are in red helmets and jerseys and denim blue colored pants. And Sid Hemphill with a 19-yard return to get things started. Shoeless Jim's going to start things off on offense from the 35-yard line. And they do water the field with binge sauce. Yes, they do. So might as well let it get off the rails right away as Kyoto Coitus Fish getting 4 yards off the first play from scrimmage, and he's just getting laid on. That is so mean and so fucking funny to me. Wait till it comes up on your screen, Will. It's so fucking stupid.
All right, let's see.
He's just fucking laying on him. And Kyoto Coitus, that's Philip White breaking free for a 25-yard run. It wasn't even a handoff. That was the quarterback.
A stream got stuck on him, just laying on him like he was doing he's doing that cover, you know that spot in wrestling where the guy like covers him, he's like, I've got him beat, and he just crucifixes him and beats him.
Yeah, the cocky pin.
The cocky pin.
Cocky pin attempt, yeah.
Oh, I've absolutely got him, and nothing could possibly go wrong.
No! Isn't that the Kid Razor finish?
I think of it more as the Triple H Jeff Hardy finish, like late 2007.
There you go. Okay, fair enough. Before we get to your comment, we talked about slug burgers. They got mentioned, and I saw you posted a picture in our Discord. Which, by the way, if you are watching live, I'm gonna go ahead and pop a link to our Discord, so you can join if you'd like. It's only gonna be good for a little bit, obviously.
It's actually No Mercy 2008.
There you go.
Now that I remember.
But if you're watching on YouTube, please hit us up on Twitter, IRMstream on Twitter, if you want to get access to our Discord. It's a great place to just hang. There's a lot just conversation happening. I usually talk. I usually kind of run ideas past people if I'm thinking about ideas for the channel. I tell about stuff. It's just a good place to hang, and it's pretty low-key. There's not a lot of crazy conversation going on all the time, but it's all good. Anytime we post a picture, that's usually where it goes to get like a reference. And face mask penalty, so everybody take a drink. I am drinking cooled off oil that slug burgers were deep fried in. That thing looks like it's a chicken sandwich from the color of the patty.
I know, right?
And is that mustard on top of it, or is that cheese?
I think it's mustard on top of it. I think it also has cheese on it.
Because it looks a little like light and thick to be mustard. Well, not thick, but it looks like a light and sticky to be mustard. Like it's got that pull that melted cheese would have.
You can see onions on it.
Okay, I do. Now I like all these things on burgers.
It's interesting they put cheese on it though, because it was deep fried.
Yeah. Now, like the whole Rat Burger White Castle slider thing. I don't do the cheeseburger for that. That's the rarity. I mean, obviously a cheeseburger is far superior to a hamburger, no doubt. But like in the case of the White Castle slider, it's got to be no cheese. I just got to let the pickles, onions, and the ketchup do the work. No cheese on those for me. That's the only exception to that for me. But that looks like it's a fried chicken patty, which makes me concerned when I bite into that and find out that it was a burger. Ah, okay. Someone is drinking a few glasses of champagne, that is Pain, which is bubbly wine with liquefied razors in it. That's got to be. You probably got that at World of Shrapnel. They have a champagne vending machine there. Shoeless Jims are going to kick the field goal, getting 3 points to start things off. Oh God, that looks terrible. That looks so awful. That should be cooked all the way through. That should not be pink. That quality of meat and meat byproduct should not be pink in the middle.
The only reason I posted that one is because obviously this person wanted a rare slug burger.
Or made their own.
Well, the reason I posted is because you can tell that it's meat. Like you can tell that you can see like the ground beef content of it.
Yes.
If that makes sense. And you can see that it's clearly mustard and that it's been fried around the edges.
Yes.
And you can see the onions. I thought it was the best picture that explained the content.
That makes me want it less. That makes me want that thing way less.
Yes, I do agree with you on that one. That doesn't look great.
And I gotta say, yeah, it needs to be a mini potato roll, or it's gotta be that soggy. Like that bun looks terrible as well. It's gotta be the soggy ass, gross White Castle bun.
This is the one that I've seen so far that I like the most.
The one you just posted?
Mainly because there's no question in your mind that it's cooked all the way through, based on how how deeply it was fried.
And again, it looks like a chicken patty. That's and no, the bun is way too fucking big for that thing. That's just sad. Diabetic corn syrup soda. Did you mean diabetic cow syrup and it may have corrected it? Because maybe it's diabetic cow syrup, high fructose cow syrup. There's A.O. Goins with an 11-yard catch. First down for the binging Texan, who are moving downfield pretty nicely. They're already down to the 26.
I like this one that's like really smushed up, even though it's clearly messy.
Okay.
It's like a really
again. All the photos are in our Discord, in the main channel of our Discord. If you'd like to see what we're talking about, a bun dipped in binge sauce and deep fried. Oh God! I mean, it would light up like a fucking tinderbox. It's just so much Crisco in there. Oh God, what is that? That looks like that was like Gallagher had his way with it.
I know.
It's also a charred bun, which I don't appreciate.
Well, the thing with that one is, in my experience, this is gonna sound this may be gross to some of you, but I think the best burgers are the ones that are smushed.
Oh, that's fine, but no, that looks like it's been smushed by the grill itself.
Yeah.
Like no, like
it's a little overdone, but you get my point. Like that's why I kind of
I'm fine with toast. Yeah, I'm fine with toasting the part of the bun that touches, like the bun, like the burger and stuff, not the top and the bottom. Like I'm fine with that, but I'm a lightly toasted guy. I don't like it fucking burnt to a crisp. And the binging Texan through Mo Better Blues have taken the lead. It's 7-3 with 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go in the first quarter. So, okay, so the slug burgers look kind of gross. I'm not going to lie. I'm also one that is I'm all for chopped sauteed onions over the raw onion. I like a raw onion on a burger, but nah. I'll go.
I don't know. I still want to try one because it's still got all the ingredients of what I think could be an interesting take on a hamburger. It's got different kind of meat. It's deep fried. It sticks to more of a zesty kind of toppings. I'm a big fan of burgers that have good mustard, pickles, and onions and stuff like that.
I usually don't like mustard, but like occasionally I'll be okay with mustard on a burger because it just does something to the flavor. It all depends. I'm usually I'm like Matt Hardy. I strongly dislike mustard, but I'm fine with it.
Mustard's my favorite condiment.
That's fair. You can almost hear the fucking burger whisper "kill me." I know we've discussed In-N-Out Burger. I love the spread though. I love the idea of the spread. The chopped pickles and the ketchup and the mayo and the mustard kind of all mixed together. It's only a little bit of mustard, but there's definitely some chives and some chopped pickles in there, and it's fantastic. It's such a good sauce. Kyoto Coitus fish, 6 yards, making it 2nd and 4. Now, we had a different discussion topic. This was not, I didn't want to take over with the slug burgers. But let's wait for the second quarter to begin, because we're at 12 seconds and counting down. And I gotta announce the between quarter promotion.
Here's your typical double complete with the world's most overrated fries.
The fries were fine. They weren't overrated, but they weren't great.
They get cold so quickly. It was stunning how cold.
Wait, are people like raving about the fries? Because overrated implies people love them.
No.
They were fine. They were serviceable. They were totally fine.
I tried them once with the animal style stuff on it too, and it didn't work.
I love the spread. That's the thing. The spread's so good.
It looked like somebody just threw up on my fries.
Fair. Well, at the end of the first quarter, it is 7-3 Binging Texan, but Shoeless Gyms are driving downfield. And, of course, we've got our between quarter promotion that's just finishing up. It is the Binging Texan sack race. You can kind of guess where this joke is going, folks. It is a two-part relay, basically, where a fan has to take an oversized Binging Texan sack and race down a makeshift buffet and fill it with scoops of every food at every line. And they've got some mashed potatoes in there. We've got corn niblets. There's some chocolate pudding. And then they have to, of course, hit a couple other stations as well. Hit every single one. Pour an entire pitcher of binge sauce in it. Then get in the sack and hop back across the finish line first. And that is one of the favorites of this crowd. The crowd is all riled up after seeing the sack race. They are rustled themselves. It's the only sack that rustles itself, where you get to rustle the sack.
This is one of my favorite burgers ever, that like especially in chains.
Okay.
It's the Whataburger jalapeno burger.
I need to try Whataburger then. Is that the jalapeno burger that Stone Cold was talking about?
Probably.
Okay. And Mo Betta Blues has rushed clean for a first down, 1st and goal. He's thrown out of bounds at the 9. So Binging Texan are really pushing forward downfield. Actually, it's going to be spotted at the 10, but it's 1st and goal. I saw a place when I went to Vegas. Yeah, go ahead.
Like I'm trying to find like a picture that's clearly not staged.
Okay.
If that makes sense of these burgers. Like I can easily find like the stage pictures of burgers from any chain, and they look like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, that is a great blocking, by the way. And the Binging Texan are in for the touchdown yet again. It's 13-3 with the extra point coming. 4:08 to go in the half.
This one doesn't look like the greatest ever because the cheese is not really on that.
That's fine. No, I want to see what it looks like, honestly. I don't want to see the staged picture of it. I want to see what a Whataburger looks like. And I'm going to be in Houston for work in December or for a conference. I will try Whataburger.
This is what I would recommend. Although I'm a big fan of jalapenos.
I like jalapenos. They're fine. I don't know how I feel like about a burger, but I like jalapenos. I like that the site is called burgerlad.com.
Burger Lad. The only way I was convinced jalapenos are on it because of how like tightly like all the trappings are concealed by the bun is that there was a little jalapeno on the side that slipped out.
Right. So what is on a jalapeno burger? Just your standard toppings plus jalapenos?
That's usually in my experience. That's what's on there. They use like usually Whataburger I prefer because it uses my favorite kinds of ingredients. I think they have very good like chopped onions, and I think they have very good like jalapenos and like pickles. And usually when I get a jalapeno burger, it just replaces the pickles.
Fair enough.
Because there'd just be too much overload of salt content. And I'm a big mustard guy as well, so I think those all mesh well together.
DJ Demonic, I'm gonna have to write this down because you just gave me an idea for the 3rd and 4th quarter promotion. But sorry, go ahead. So Whataburger, I'm gonna have to try when I'm in Texas. I will try it, absolutely. I will, cause honestly, when I hear jalapeno burger, I'm immediately thinking I'm gonna chop up some jalapenos, seeds and all, and I'm gonna mix it in with the meat.
No. This is pickled jalapenos on a burger.
Oh, I understand, but I'm just thinking about the idea of like putting them in the meat mixture as well, and then grilling that up. That sounds wonderful too. Like if you ever had the bacon and the cheese in the burger patty, that's awesome as well. Although it makes for a thicker burger patty, and I actually rather would have a flatter, thinner patty and just double it up, because you get a nice crust on it too when you grill it. Which reminds me, I gotta clean my grill today. Fuck. I had to clean it for the last like 2 months. Binging Texan continue to move downfield. They are crossing the 50. Mo Betta Blues gonna get 6 yards on that one. So let's get back to the topic of hand, which is not burgers actually, but it is something. It's not dill pickles. It's DILF
Dilfs.
Pickles.
Yes.
And by pickles,
I
we
get it.
mean...
That's a good
units.
transition.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I try.
Wrestling Dilfs.
Wrestling Dilfs. A dad I'd like to...
Arn Anderson was brought up, although that one's more appealing to a specific part of the sexual community.
Well, here's the thing. You can get, like, Kings of Dad Bod as well.
Yes.
Like, I know a lot of ladies who find Trent Seven very attractive. And I would say Trent Seven absolutely has dad bod. And he makes it work for him, it would seem. A turnover on downs. Well, after that, Shoeless Jims are going to get this back. And they stopped dead in the tracks a binging checks and drive to take an even further lead. So, I mean, this is clearly not what you're talking about. You're talking about, like, more handsome dads, right?
Exactly.
Okay, because this is a different conversation now.
For me, the DILF is it can't be about body type, but usually it regards to a handsome silver fox man.
Older gentlemen, as you will, who are just handsome.
Handsome older men.
Yes, the handsome man's club.
When you know, like with Batista, it's not like I would consider Batista a gilf normally, but knowing what we do and how, like, Batista was a granddad before he was like 40. He's immediately in the top tier of wrestling gilfs.
The upper tail of the bell curve of attractiveness of dads in wrestling.
And when it
that's
comes
the thing,
to
like,
we're
saying dads, but there's a lot of dads in wrestling.
I maintain also that you don't have to have, like, dark hair to be a handsome older man.
Okay,
I think a prime example. Yeah.
I feel we're talking dad in the age sense, not so much in the actual bearing children sense, because is Daniel Bryan a DILF?
Yeah, exactly. I think
dad, but he's not that old.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a judgment call. I think you gotta be at least in your 40s.
I know Cesaro will be in several years. Cesaro is a DILF in training.
Oh my god.
He absolutely is. Where is the lie? Cesaro will absolutely be a DILF in a decade.
That's true. Batista's kind of... There are always extenuating circumstances like Batista where it's just like the overwhelming, bypassing even dadness to get the granddadness at that age.
Jesse
you just have to
by the way, 15-yard
get the grandfather in, but I think Jerry Lynn's a DILF, especially when he got the haircut.
I haven't seen him with his haircut yet. I don't think.
Before Jerry Lynn got the haircut, he just looked like a sad old man.
He did.
But after he got the haircut and got into wrestling, he's a handsome man.
That's the thing. It's got to be, yeah. I mean, well, Shawn Michaels. Easily.
Well, it's not a traditional one by any stretch of the imagination. But look at this man right here. I got a side profile of him with Johnny Gargano at the Performance Center.
Okay.
And
touchdown Shoeless Jims. They are within 4 of this game. That's Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn with the
Get the fuck out of here.
He's a very handsome man with a haircut.
He's got the dad bod going too.
Yeah, Jerry Lynn's enjoying being retired, and thank goodness, because he wrestled forever.
DILF metal.
I think another person that looked better when they got their haircut.
You have a list at the ready, and that makes me a little unsettled.
That's not a list. It's just things I noticed.
Okay.
Edge, for instance, looked a lot better when he got the haircut.
Edge, I do enjoy that when someone who's always had long hair cuts it suddenly, and it's like, holy crap, you need to always have short hair.
Exactly. Edge was a prime example of that. Edge just got looks like he was 10 years younger once he cut the hair.
Christian as well.
Yeah,
but Christian did it so much longer ago. I like Jericho with the short hair too.
Jericho with the short hair always reminded me of Lex Luger.
That's uncomfortable, but okay.
When Luger got the short hair. Because Luger had long hair in the 80s and the mullet.
Yeah, he never really had short hair, I feel like.
But like in turn, like it just I don't know. Just Jericho when he got the short hair reminded me of Luger because Luger had the mullet.
Triple H went from like
front.
long hair to the buzz cut, so I don't think that he never got the short hair treatment,
Yeah, Triple H just was a pretty abrupt.
which is too bad. I wonder if he was
Although-
I wonder if it was like
although-
receding or if it was like going bald and no one knew it, like no one noticed it. And
Although
he
you
decided,
can,
you know what,
like,
let me
you-
just bick the whole thing.
You can once Triple H got the buzz cut, he
Oh,
did
buzz the
become
whole
a
thing.
thing.
Sorry, not bick it.
Triple H with the buzz cut, almost like bordering on like bald, total dill. Let's not mix. Let's not.
Oh
mix
no, Triple
both.
H, absolutely.
He's
No,
up there.
absolutely. What about Shane O'Mac?
I was thinking about Shane.
He's absolutely handsome.
And
I mean, he
that's
looks
true.
in the face. I mean, you know, his body is that of his age. Like his body is aging as a normal human's would. But like his face, he looks exactly the same in the face that he did like 15 years ago, and that's crazy. Mo Betta Blues with the 4-yard touchdown run, bringing the score back up to a 10-point difference, 20-10. And here comes the extra point, making it 21-10 in just a moment.
Well, let's not divorce him too much from his actual father, who also aged pretty gracefully in the face. Although there's certainly
Vince always looked old though.
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
He always,
That's when
he
he was.
always had the old weathered face.
So he just kind of grew into it when he got older. It was like, oh,
It's like Terry
almost like
Funk.
Arn Anderson.
It's like
Like
Terry
Arn
Funk.
Anderson.
Terry
Arn
Funk.
Anderson.
Yeah, every picture of Terry Funk, he looks exactly the same. You're like, he either looks really young for his age, or he looks really old for his age. There's no in between. There was like a 1-week window where Terry Funk looked the right age for what he was.
Arn Anderson's the premier example of somebody who's always looked old for their age, and because they never really got like, and eventually like it did catch up to him, but there was a period that, because for a while like he never really got like age because he's always old.
Yep.
It got to a point where it was the diminishing returns. Eventually, it became positive, and it was like, wow, Arn Anderson looks great for his age because he's always looked old for his age.
All right, how about one? What about Mercury and Noble? Specifically Mercury.
Yeah, no.
I mean, obviously he didn't. He went from long hair and Eminem to just cut to bicking the whole thing. But
Mercury and Noble have always looked kind of. They just never had great faces.
right,
To be honest.
and we are gonna go to the half.
Noble,
that
especially, is
21-10. We're gonna go ahead and
mean,
do our
oh,
local
God.
sponsor spotlight, as we always do. Oops, that is the wrong thing. Opening up. There we go. And we are going to highlight one of the local sponsors of South Tucson Youth Football, that without whom this would not be possible. And we're going to thank Winslow's Wacky Wake Up Shack, which you can hear on KYST, that is 89.3 FM The Bone, and AM 1400 The Growler. That is our weekday morning zoo channel, the only show that has you asking, what the H? And you can listen to Winslow, formerly of Winslow and the Goose, his solo Wacky Wake Up Shack, where they do wacky phone scams, and he will call up local businesses of South Tucson and also those of East, North, and West Tucson, and pose as fake characters and try to get them to sell him stuff for free, or at least to get them to like take their pants off in the store. That's usually what it ends up in. It's always the same thing, but it'll get you saying, what the H? That's Winslow's Wacky Wake Up Shack, every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on KYST. Sorry, gotta, pay the bills. So you were saying, because this is getting a little...
Jamie Noble looks like. Jamie Noble's never looked like handsome. He's always looked like.
Yeah, he's always looked like that.
creep.
He's looked exactly the same. You're right.
But it's never been good. He just looks like a beady-eyed creep. That doesn't mean anybody is a beady-eyed creep, but just Jamie Noble's always looked like ugh, no, like just not particularly handsome man to me.
Right.
Still second down.
He isn't, but he is another guy that really, like, his look hasn't changed. But since it was never like really that handsome to begin with, like Arn Anderson grew into just like being ruggedly handsome. It's not traditional by any means of the imagination, but he became a ruggedly handsome man. Jamie Noble always looked creepy to me.
Personal foul. Face mask.
True.
Defense.
Although somebody that definitely kind of had the same look for a long time and kind of got creepier as he got older was Kurt Angle. Especially in that TNA run. There was some creepy
yeah. Well,
Kurt Angle
again,
runs.
he was all drugged up. That's not fair.
Perhaps. But there were some creepy looks for Kurt Angle in like the early 2010s in TNA. Just like he went with a beard at one point, it was just really creepy looking. He went without a beard, which somehow was creepier looking than he was without the beard before. It's just Kurt Angle had a lot of this.
I gotta say thank you to Jay Harper for giving us a follow. This is the kind of premium content you can get when I don't spend time by myself in the commentary booth. So hopefully you're enjoying what you are listening to and watching. I sure as shit am. This is fun. Calling these games is fun, but sometimes you just need to just do stupid shit as well. And the Binging Texan through Morris Gates and the time are where you going? They actually do play Where You Going and What Are You Haulin', where they have truckers call in and they ask them, where you going and what are you hauling? And the problem is most of them are in South Tucson, but they're on their way to somewhere else because the signal's not very strong. But Binging Texan are now inside the red zone. Handoff, and Better Blues going to lose 6. That handoff did not work. It broke down. And Oliver Reed with the tackle for a loss. 123 yards for Mo Better Blues and 2 touchdowns. It's been a great day for that youngster. And the Binging Texan, that is the reason the Binging Texan are leading this game 21-10 and looking to go to 3-2 if this score holds, but a lot of time left to play. Almost picked off. 3rd and 16.
Intended receiver on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and long.
So I feel like we've announced, we've named enough DILFs. Big play to Ayo Goins. He gets in the end zone for the touchdown. It is 27-10, and here comes the extra point. Binging Texan on all cylinders today.
I'm going to spread the wealth a bit here on the DILF debate. Booker T is a DILF.
Sure.
He is a handsome, older black.
Man, honestly, it all depends on what he does with his hair.
I think so too.
He does some really stupid shit with his hair that does not look good.
The short dreads never look good for him.
Right.
I'll say that. I never was comfortable with
But
that.
I don't like the Queen Latifah thing that he does sometimes. Where it's all up in the fucking, like, basically a beehive. And Shoeless Jim's, by the way, 3:03 to go in the 3rd. Not out by any stretch, but they got to do a lot, and that's going to be a slide. 2nd and 2.
Stevie Ray is also looks really good for his
I'm going
age.
to take your word for it. I don't think I've thought about Stevie Ray, let alone seen a picture of him in over a decade.
Fair.
Kyoto Coitus Fish pushing it forward for the 1st down. Gladiator Gemini with that tackle.
Let's see if I can find a good picture of Stevie Ray recently. Because Stevie Ray's pushing like 60 years old.
Christ.
Gain of 2 yards. That makes it
Makes me feel old. And that's going to be Kyoto Coitus Fish. I think I just saw someone just go tumbling end over end. Watch this when it comes up and let me know if that happened. At the end of the play, as the tackle happens, I feel like I saw some body just go tumbling over the pile.
That's true.
Personal foul.
I mean, betting the over on concussions can't give you good odds. in
Did I
South
miss it?
Tucson. And Bruce makes sugar,
Automatic first down.
called for the penalty. So Shoeless Jims moving down to the 38. Handing it off to Coitus Fish. 11 yards, first down.
11 yards. That makes it
Candace is asking, I was away for the stream for a bit. How did things get onto DILFs? That was the intended topic of discussion. Wrestler DILFs. Will, we want to go through who we discussed and agreed were wrestling DILFs? This is all Will's fault, by the way. It started
yeah,
with Rick
it's just-
Martel.
Well, what really
It
started
starts
with
and
was
ends with
that
Rick Martel, really.
I started in our personal chat and in this call.
I missed
The
that one, but
personal-
okay.
NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tim Storm was the guy that I originally I was watching a promo of his, and Tim Storm is a handsome older man, and he's the NWA's World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay, Daryl Fuller rushing it to the goal line, not getting in. First and goal. Shoeless Jim's looking to get 7 back on this one and try to close that gap, but there's still a lot to do.
I'm posting this because I think it proves my point more than anything else will, and it's making me laugh
Who is that?
so hard.
Who is that?
That's Tim Storm.
Who is Tim Storm? That looks like he is ready to take off those trunks. That's so uncomfortable. I'm so unsettled by that.
Oh, man,
If you've just joined our Discord, then welcome. Here's a picture of Tim Storm looking to take off his trunks and give you the sex. And by the way, Shoeless Jims did in fact score. So it is now 28-17, 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's plenty of time to play. Now, here's a question. I don't know if he's a dad, but he's an older gentleman. Dave Meltzer. Are you willing to fall on your sword, Will?
Oh,
That
Dave?
sword may be an erection you have.
Oh my gosh, Dave Meltzer's definitely a DILF.
Okay, Dave Meltzer, congratulations, you are a DILF.
Oh yeah, look at those guns.
I know, that's the thing. You want just like...
Dave Meltzer takes care of himself.
I feel like Dave Meltzer would protect me.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if we were camping together and it was cold or I was like scared by some sounds, I would feel comforted and safe in his manly, muscly arms. Big Dilfy Dave, 5-star Dilf. Big Daddy Melts. Oh god, what have we done? That's a big play, and Rufus Canary rushes. Hustles for the first down.
I can't get over how unnecessarily porny this photo is.
How necessarily what?
Unnecessarily porny.
Oh, porn with a hyphen and a Y at the end of it. Okay. He'll show you
It's
his
just-
Tokyo Dome. Yes, he will. Oh, God.
That's what he calls getting a blowjob, let's be honest.
Getting some Tokyo Dome.
Getting some Tokyo Dome.
I don't know. I feel like he'd be very judgmental. He'd be rating every act. That was good, baby, but you know, that wasn't Tokyo Dome good. I bet he has a private journal where he gives star ratings to his sexual encounters. And gonna throw that one away is John
Well, that just
Curtis.
makes him
Not an
Dennis
impressive
Reynolds.
stat line. What?
That just makes him Dennis Reynolds.
Fair. I have to read this because he says, I wonder if he yells out Okada as he arrives. And I like the phrase arrives instead of comes. That just makes me happy. And I need to start saying that as he arrives.
sack. That is a loss of 1 yard.
Yeah, Tim Storm totally looks like he would be the second guy in a MILF Hunter scene. Like, he's not the MILF Hunter, but he's like the second guy if they're doing like a 2-dude, 1-chick scene.
Let's be honest, Candace pointed out the exact reason why Tim Storm is the ultimate wrestling dilf.
What'd you say?
Because just identified by that photo, he's Tim Storm, NWA champion and porno stepdad.
He is absolutely a stepdad. He absolutely plays a stepdad in porno.
And
He absolutely does.
And porno stepdad is the highest compliment you could ever give to a dilf.
Yeah, porno stepdad is an absolute dilf. Yeah, that's really the thing. Can you picture this dude? Can you picture this dude playing a stepdad in a porn?
Exactly.
That is absolutely that's the barometer right there.
Exactly. That's what I've been basing all these decisions on, and I can picture every single one of the wrestlers I've listed as playing a stepdad in a porno in some capacity.
And
but
it's
Tim
4th and
Storm,
5. Binging Texan are going to go for it. It is 28-17, 3:39 to go, and it's 4th and 5. They almost had the first down. Curtis is going to run for it, and 12 yards, 1st and 10 inside the red zone. By the way, between the 3rd and 4th quarter, we had a favorite of the crowd, the Battle of the Binge, Baby Bird Biathlon. It is an amazing, amazing contest. Teams of 2. The first player on the team will race to a plate of buffet food. It's all soft foods. Cram as much of that plate into their mouth. They have to finish it, but hold as much in their cheeks as they possibly can. Run over to where their partner is sitting in what looks like a dentist's or a barber's chair with their mouth open. They have to baby bird that food into that person's mouth. They in turn must run and then to a shooting gallery where they must fire that food from their mouth at a target. They must hit the target in a good enough way to win. And there's a really confusing way to determine how much food they eat, how much, how close to the bullseye were they, how fast were they in the running. It's really confusing, but they announce the winner, next week. Pro Wrestling Observe Her, Dilf Meltzer. Wow, that's the porno. Good Lord. Mo Better Blues in for the touchdown, and Binging Texan, well, for being 2-2 on the season so far, they are playing like a top 10 team. So that, of course, is the Battle of the Binge, Baby Bird Biathlon. Binging Texan, 35. Shoeless Jim's Diabetic Candy Store, 17. It's been a heck of a performance for the Binging Texan. But with already 2 losses on their record, man, they've got to really put on a strong second half of the season. Maybe this is what'll do it for them. 2:35 to go in this game. And Shoeless Jim's down by 18. So 3 scores. 3 touchdowns to be exact. They can't even kick a field goal in this one. Porno stepdad is the top compliment a DILF can receive. Yeah, that's true. You can see them playing the stepdad in a porno, and they are top quality DILF
I'm
material.
just baffled as to why Tim Storm decided to pose like this in a promo picture.
I mean,
it's so common.
no, that's the thing. No, here's what I think. He's the kind of guy that will wear like jeans and call them dungarees, and he'll like just stand with his thumbs through the belt loops, and he was trying to do it there and then realized he didn't have them, and so ended up just putting them in the fucking pants, in the trunks. And it's uncomfortable for everyone involved. 2nd and 10. That's incomplete. Caught, but he was out of bounds.
I mean, I just think he's a man that's proud of every single last bit of his abdominal muscles and wants to show it off to
whatever ab he has, he loves so much. You are right.
Oh god, it's just I don't know. I can't get over how
it's so uncomfortable.
how he doesn't look like a pro wrestler. He looks like a stepdad in a pro wrestling form.
Yeah, has that been shared with our own private group chat?
I just shared it. I'm surprised Spaz hasn't commented on it yet.
I'm surprised any of the comments haven't been just, Jesse Nugent with the catch. 36 yards, 5 catches for him, but he's coming up short. Phillip White, 10 for 12, 88 yards, but no touchdowns. And Shoeless Gyms have not been able to kick it into high gear. That is a desperation throw. And incomplete, just preserving the incomplete pass, didn't want to take the sack. They're down at the 35, but it is looking less and less likely for Shoeless Gyms at this point. Phillip White with a catch. It's going to be a first down to Joel Rush for 12 yards. First down and 10. Minute 33 to go left in this game. And we'll be back tomorrow, a little bit earlier in the day, maybe around 1-ish, we'll say, for more South Tucson youth football action week 5. The game's on the schedule. 2-2, Burns and Crackle Mesothelioma Law Firm taking on 3-1 Marmalade Shack. That is big small business action. And we will see one of our remaining 3 undefeated teams, Twin Towers Construction, as they have a tough away game to Welders of the Universe. Remember them from our very first season. They were going undefeated up until the last week of the season. They are currently sitting at 2-2. So that is a tough draw for Twin Towers. Those are our 2 games tomorrow. Fourth and 3, can they get it? No, they are stopped short of the first down. It's a turnover, and the binging Texan, it looks like they're going to be able to just run this clock out. Shoeless Gyms have all 3 timeouts, but a first down will put an end to this game. And they're going to rush it, and it looks like they're just going to let this one run out. Shoeless Gyms opting not to call their timeout. And it certainly looks like the binging Texan are going to let this one end. That's going to be Mo Better Blues getting 5 more yards. A stellar day. Look at that. 20 rushes, 153 yards, 3 touchdowns. Easily your player of the game. And that is going to bring an end to this one. The binging Texan 35. Shoeless Gyms Diabetic Candy Store 17. Both teams 3-2, binging Texan 2-0 in conference play. So that's going to be it, and there you have it. Mo Better Blues, your player of the game. Thank you to Will for the inanity. I appreciate it. It's been great. We will see you tomorrow with 2 more games here in Week 5 of South Tucson Youth Football. Thank you for joining me, Will.
Yep.
And I'm Brian. That's Will. Your final score, 35-17, and binging Texan win it. And we'll see you tomorrow afternoon for more South Tucson Youth Football action. Until then, so long, Arizona.